welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to bring you another kind of fall inspired look, and the twist on this video is going to be that I'm going to start off by showing you a super simple everyday daytime look and then show you how to take that look from day to evening without any use of tools. You're going to just need your fingers and a couple of products. So for today's tutorials, I'm using this cute, adorable little palette from Too Faced. This is their Hot Buttered Rum palette. It just came out. It's for their kind of holiday Christmas theme collection, but it's just filled with very fall inspired looks. Now you don't need this palette to create these two looks. I'm going to be just using a couple of shades. So if you look through your collection, I'm sure you've got similar shades, but the compact size of this little palette makes it perfect to throw in your purse and update your look on the go as you go from day to night. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already applied my foundation. I used the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Compact foundation, which is what I used in my last Get Ready With Me. I'll link that down below if you want to see it actually applied. And then I did go ahead and fill in my brows as well. So now we're going to go straight into the palette, and I'm going to start off with this cream shade, and oh, there we go. Okay, I have to look on the back for the names. This is Vanilla Extra, not extract, extra. And I'm going to use a super large fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M531. It's larger, probably almost double the size of the M504. I'm gonna tap that off, and I'm going to sweep this all over my entire lid. Now I should say I did already apply my eyeshadow primer. I used the Smashbox 24-hour primer. This is a must for me. It's gonna help the shadows last all day. So applied that, and now I'm going all over the lid with this cream shade. And then I'm gonna take my large flat brush. This is the E50 from Sigma, and use more of that same shade. And now I'm really going to carve out the brows here, and also bring a good amount of this right on the inner corner and highlight that there, because this is going to be our brightest shade for daytime in the inner corner and also on the lid. So you want to make sure you have a good amount of that laid down. Okay, now I'm going to go down to the slightly smaller brush. This is the M504. If you want to see the comparison, there you go. This was the first brush I used. The M504 is going to give us a super diffused look because I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Cinnamon. So there we go. I'm going to tap off, and I am just going ever so lightly. I'm starting in the outer corner and just sweeping this through the crease. And because we laid down a good layer of that cream shade, it's helping diffuse this color. So it's just a wash of that cinnamon shade, but it's going to give us a hint of some warmth, a little definition through the crease, which is what we want, but nothing too crazy. So you don't want it to look like you're wearing red eyeshadow. We just want a hint of warmth across through the crease and a little bit here in the outer corner. And I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. smudge brush and a little bit more of that shade, and I'm just going to run this right along the lower lash line and create a bit of a shadow. I'm not going to bring it all the way in, just about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way across the lower lash line. Now the final step before we add mascara is to add just a little bit of eyeliner to the upper lash line. I always find it harder to add eyeliner later after you've already added mascara. So knowing that I'm gonna go out tonight, this is a simple way just to add a little extra definition through the day, and then I'll show you how we can amp it up, but you won't have to go back in with your eyeliner later. So I'm going to use, this is Double Life by Urban Decay, and this is a nice, it's a really pretty kind of shimmery brown. So there's just a tiny little bit of shimmer. I think sometimes a shimmery eyeliner just looks a little bit softer during the daytime. So I am just going to very just quickly smudge this into my lash line. I am not being precise because I am going to just smudge it out. I'm not winging it out at all. But again, I'm laying that pencil right into the lashes and then pulling towards the outer corner. So just adding a little more definition here, but it's not going to look like a really super harsh line. And then I'm going to go in with my tiny little smudge brush, and I'm going to just pull this down towards the lashes, and it's going to diffuse that line, but it's not going to bring the shadow up. It's just going to soften that line ever so slightly. And the other reason why I like to do this is because I am terrible when applying mascara and not getting it on my lid if I don't have anything along the lash line. So just a little tip for you if you struggle with that too. Add a little eyeliner, little help. Clean up under the eyes if you need to. I just had a little bit of fallout, and then I applied my concealer. I'm using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector in medium. And now we're gonna go to cheeks before we powder, because I'm gonna use a product that I do really like this product, and this is one that you can throw in your bag and touch up later. This is the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte All Over Bronze color, it says, but this is in the shade Sunkissed. I just look at this color and it just speaks fall to me. Now, this isn't something that I'm going to use all over for bronzer because, you know, we're going into fall and winter and I don't feel like I need quite that much extra color. I'm going to just tap a little tiny bit of this on my cheeks and then work it in with my fingers. Now, on the go, it does have a brush on the other end that you can use to tap it in. I'll show you that on the other cheek. It's not my favorite for initial application, but if you're on the go and you really desperately need some help blending it in, you can use that brush. Now, one tip I have for you, when you're applying a cream blush and you're tapping it in with your finger or a brush, remember that as you're tapping, you're creating kind of red marks. You know, you're kind of marking your skin. So it's going to look like you have more on initially than you might think. So tap it in, go to the other cheek, and then let your skin kind of settle and make sure you have enough on there. Now I'm gonna go ahead, I'll show you this little brush. It does just kind of, it's very soft. It doesn't look like it's going to be. You can actually unscrew it and wash it, which is really cool, and then put it back on. So I think this was a well thought out product. I do have a review on the rest of the Nude Sticks line coming. I would say, just a little spoiler, the cheek, this all over cheek, and their lip products I think are my favorite. I struggle with their eye products staying for me, but all right. So blended that in. Make sure I add maybe a little bit more over here. For powder, I'm going to go in with the Peach Perfect from Too Faced. I like to powder before I do mascara, especially under the eyes, because sometimes if you're disturbing your lashes underneath, after you've applied mascara, it can make it start flaking, so we don't need that. To set the under eye, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish, and I'm going to use that brush that I used at the beginning. I like this brush for setting the under eye. It's really nice. It doesn't pick up a ton of product. For bronzer and contour, I'm going to use the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit. And I do love this. This is another really travel, take-on-the-go friendly palette. And it's got this really nice contour shade and then a very pale bronzer. I'm going to mix the two of those on my 919 from Sedona Lace and use this just for a little more definition on the cheeks. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I will probably go back and add a little more contour. I always go under the jaw with a little bit of bronzer contour. And then add just a tiny little bit of definition with this one right at the back of the cheek. And again, contouring is totally personal preference, and also depends on your face shape. So you don't need to do this on a daily basis if you don't want to. And then in that same palette, there's a very soft, subtle highlighter. So I'm going to use that today. Since this is our daytime look, I'm just adding a tiny little bit of some life to the tops of the cheeks. Gonna curl my lashes now. And apply mascara. I always use a primer, even on days when I'm running behind. You could skip primer and go straight to the Superhero, but I'm gonna use the Origins Underwear for Lashes, Superhero by IT Cosmetics, and then the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. This is necessary for me on the lower lash line because everything smudges on me. So this is how I ensure I don't have issues throughout the day. For lips, I'm going to go around the edge with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. As you know, this is a product that I feel like really helps keep your lip color from bleeding throughout the day. You do need to reapply it if you, like after you eat, if you're going to reapply your lipstick and lip liner, I would go around the edge of this quickly again. But I do feel like this also helps your lip liner last longer throughout the day too. So apply that and let it sit so it can dry down. So for our daytime lip combination, I'm going to use the Urban Decay 1993 lip liner. For my lip color today, I've chosen the Bobbi Brown. These are the, what are these called? Like the crushed, oh yeah, crushed liquid lip. So it's not a dry down, drying matte liquid lipstick, but it's kind of like a combination of a lipstick and a gloss put together. So I feel like these have a lot better overall longevity of wear versus just a straight up lip gloss. But it's hydrating throughout the day. And this color, this is Juicy Date. I feel like this is kind of a warm neutral shade. I also love Hippie Shake, but that one's more pinky toned. So I just think this is a really pretty kind of warm fall-ish lip color, but it is still very neutral, very daytime appropriate. And with that combination of the paint pot, that lip liner, and just the formulation, this is going to last for hours on your lips. Okay, so here is our finished daytime look. And as you can tell, by using that shimmery eyeliner, it's not a really deep, dark line at the lash line, but it does give some good definition. We just have that hint of some warmth across the eyes, nice neutral lip, perfect for the daytime. So now let's step this look up for an evening out. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my little palette, which is super portable. You can take this in your handbag. So the idea here is I'm going to show you how to do this without tools. If you're back at home and you've got your brushes handy, even better, but I'm going to show you how you can do a few little things without your brushes. So first of all, I'm going to go into this dark brown with my ring finger here, and I'm just going to tap in there, and then I'm actually going to tap off the excess because we don't want to get any fall down here as we're applying. So I am just going to tap a tiny little bit of this right here in the outer corner. And I am not going to bring it up into the crease. I'm just going to add a little bit of depth right here because we don't have our brushes and we don't want to have to try and blend out some dark shades. So already by just adding that little bit of extra depth there, you can see it just adds a little more drama to the look. So then I'm just going to sweep what's left towards the lid. And again, I'm keeping this below the crease. Now you are going to want to make sure you have a tissue handy. So wipe off your finger really well. And then I'm going to go in now with a combination of both this shade and the shade on my pinky. So I'm going to go first into the darker of the two. Neither one's very dark. That's what that one looks like. So it's a gold, and then I'm going to add just a tiny little touch of that lighter shade. Again, kind of tap my finger, and now I am just going to lightly put this, again staying below the crease. I'm going to put this on the inner part of the eye. Now if you can, it's easier if you can use your opposite hand so you don't interfere with your lashes, your mascara. I'm just lightly tapping that shimmer into place, and the warmth of your finger is going to help it adhere better to your lid. Now I'm going to go in and just with this bright shade and put a little bit of that right on the inner corner. And this is a pretty pigmented shade, so you don't need much. It's just going to add that little extra bit of brightness, which I think does help a look seem a little more dressy. Then something else that I would probably take with me is a concealer that's super lightweight, or a highlighter pen. So this is from the YSL. This is the Touche Éclat Radiant Touch highlighting pen. So it's not the concealer. I think that would work also, but it's super lightweight. I don't feel like I've lost my concealer power because it's only been a little bit of time since I finished, but this is a great one. It's not cakey, and I would just probably put a couple little dots here on the inner corner. I'll just show you. I mean, just the tiniest little bit, and you can dab it in with your finger and just press, don't rub, and that will help not make it look cakey or anything. As far as the face goes, I would go back to this palette and probably do just a little combination of this and this for my highlighter. So I'm just going to tap into both, and I'm just going to very lightly put a little bit of this on the bridge of my nose and then on my Cupid's bow. And then if you want to, you can also add just a tiny little bit here. I'm going to go in with just the bright shade and add just a touch more highlighter. Now before finishing off the cheeks, because I told you I would show you this one again. I'm gonna go to lips. So for evening, I think one of the easiest ways to take a lip kind of into a more glamorous level, I think, is to change out the lip color. You can make it brighter, darker, deeper. We're gonna do kind of a combination of both. So I'm just tapping off my lipstick and lip liner. It's best to tap it off if you can. If you start rubbing, you're going to disturb the outer lip line where you have kind of your foundation. So just tap that off, and then if you need to, and you brought it along, your little soft ochre paint pot, you can use a little bit of that again. And now I'm going to go in with MAC Half Red Lip Pencil. I've heard about this for so long, and several subscribers have mentioned it, and it is a really pretty deep red. And I love that they said it's half red because it's more burgundy. I think burgundy plum. Now you could definitely fill in your entire lips with that lip liner, add a touch of gloss and be done. Or you can fill it in with a different lip color. So I'm gonna go in, this is one of the Ofra Flexi Slicks, and this is the shade Top Shelf. I talked about this before in a different video, but I think this is just a really nice kind of autumn rose color. And the formula on those Flexi Slicks, it's so long wearing. It's kind of deceiving because it feels really nice and smooth, but it does kind of set down, so it is perfect for an evening out. And now the final step is just to kind of assess. I think I could use a little more blush. I think at nighttime, you can always stand with a little more color on your cheeks. So I'm gonna go back in with this Sun-Kissed Nude Stick. And I am just going to tap a little bit here on my cheeks. And then go in with the brush and just gently tap, because we don't want to disturb our foundation underneath. And here's our finished evening look. So obviously the most dramatic change was the lip color, but by just adding a little extra to the eyes, that little bit of sparkle and inner corner highlight and a little extra depth in the outer corner, a little more color on the cheeks, it kind of instantly takes your makeup look to that next level. So this is actually something I personally would wear during the day, but I know many of you like to really keep it simple during the day. So hopefully this video was helpful for you, both for the simple daytime look, but also a couple easy ways to take your look from day to night. Now, obviously this cute little palette is like the perfect fit for this look and for this kind of process from day to night, but you don't have to have this palette. It is super cute, and as I notated on the screen earlier, I will pop in some swatches here of these colors. It does have a really nice kind of spicy sweet scent. I would almost say it's almost like root beer is what I think it smells like. It smells really delicious, and it does have a mirror here, so you could actually do these updates on the go as you're looking into this mirror. But really, I mean, basic shades, basic fall shades, but with a little bit of a twist, I think. So anyway, I do really love this palette. It is a really, I think, good, fun purchase. So if you're in the market for something like this, I would recommend it. But otherwise, I'm sure you have a couple of these shades already in your collection. So put those together and hopefully you'll recreate these looks. Thank you as always so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any other videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.